Hello everybody, it's Wendy, and today I have a necklace for you using products from the October edition of the Bargain Bead Box. So if you're not familiar with Bargain Bead Box, it is a monthly subscription service where you get all kinds of beads and findings and just really great stuff. I mean, it's my favorite, I've got to say, my favorite beading subscription service. You get about $65 to $70 worth of really nice, high quality beads and findings, and it's delivered straight to your door for $17.98 a month. So you can't really beat it. Also, with your subscription service, you get access to their sister store with a 30% off coupon that you can use over and over all month long. Now, you don't have to be a member or a subscriber to shop in that store, but if you are a subscriber, you get the 30% off coupon. So I will link Bargain Bead Box in the description box below. If you use this coupon code Wendy2, it will get you $2 off of either your first subscription box or your order in their store. So just depending on whether you're a subscriber or not, you can use that coupon code. So anyway, I'm going to get this out of the way. And here is what we're going to use to make this necklace. So I've already kind of laid out my pattern. So yeah, I just didn't want to really mess it up because I kind of want to use this pattern. So what you're going to need is you're going to need some chain. This is the chain that came in the box this month, I believe. Is it? It is, I think. And I actually have this chain on my website as well. It's the same exact thing. So you're going to need this chain. You're going to need some Coriana chain. That's this. This is chain that you can actually bead right on. It is 0.6 millimeters, and most beads will fit on it. I've had a few that don't, very small ones, but most of them do. Now, I am out of the platinum on my website, but you can back order it. I should have it within the week. I still have rose and rose gold. Okay, so that is that. And then all of these beads that I'm using today are from the Bargain Bead Box. So these are little green rondelles, and I'm wanting to look here and see if these are agate. I think they're agate beads. I just want to, yeah. So these are agate beads, 8 millimeter agate beads, and then the smaller ones are agate as well, 6 millimeter. So I just want to be sure that they were agate and not something else. So they sure are. So that's what we're going to use for the box. Trying to make sure that none of these are carnelian. That's what I was a little worried about, is I might have been mixing up agate and carnelian, but yeah, these are both agate. I just wanted to be sure. Okay, they are. Alrighty. These leaf beads were also in the box this month, as well as these bead caps. And then this is from my own stash. I'm using this Tree of Life. I liked it, and I'm going to hang the little leaves from it. These are available on my website as well if you're interested in that. Okay, so we're going to need a lobster claw clasp, a big jump ring for our lobster to clasp onto. Here's a little bit of extender chain. You're going to need a lot of head pins. And you're going to need 2 clamshells and 2 crimp beads to finish off your Coriana chain, okay? And this clamshell, look at that, it does not have the hole cut out on it, so I'm going to have to grab another one. Little defective dude right there. Okay, so let me do that real quick, and then we're good to go. And I have all my clamshells mixed together here, so I kind of have to sort through them. There's one that will work. Okay, so that'll be great. Alrighty, so if you want to make this necklace with me, you're going to need jump rings too. I forgot to mention those. Go ahead and get everything together. Get your jewelry tools, and we will get started, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do, just in order to get some of these beads out of the way, is I am going to string my Coriana chain strand, okay? So that's going to be the strand with all these beads on it. I'm just going to go ahead and string it just so it gets some of these beads out of the way and off my table, because I've kind of got a mess here. So let me put a bead bug on this end, because if I don't, I know that I'll end up knocking them all off, and I've already knocked one in the floor. Where'd he go? Oh, little green bead. Where'd you go? Oh, there he is. Okay. Goodness. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and string these on. So I'm starting with an orange agate bead, and my pattern here is not necessarily repeating. It's just a little pattern that I just did, and I like the way it looks. So I'm doing an orange agate bead, 6 millimeter, the green rondelle, and another 6mm orange agate bead. Okay, then I'm going to do a bead cap, my 8mm agate, and another bead cap. Okay, just like this. There they are. I'm just stringing them on. And then I'm going to do another green rondelle, another 6mm agate bead, push those down, another green rondelle, bead cap, 8mm agate bead, bead cap. Chris is going to open my door here. I can hear him. He's getting the animals ready for bed. 6mm, well, let's do the green rondelle, 6mm agate bead, green rondelle, okay, and then I'm going to do the bead cap, the 8mm agate, the bead cap, okay, I'm going to do this green rondelle, and then I have another one here. What was I doing? I think another 8mm bead. I don't know. I didn't really have a pattern going so well. It was just kind of, I laid them out the way that I thought they looked cute, but it wasn't necessarily a repeating pattern. Okay, so we've got that. This green rondelle. And then this is going to be our middle of the beading section. So I'm going to put a bead cap. Whoops. The 8mm bead. Another bead cap. Well, if I can get it on there, I will. Okay, then another bead cap. I like to do the bead caps back to back in the very middle. I think it's cute. Another 8mm agate and another bead cap. And then, so that's going to be my middle right there. So I'm going to repeat the pattern now back the other way. So we'll do a green rondelle. We'll do a bead cap, 8mm agate, and a bead cap, another green rondelle. So I'm just going to repeat it back even if I don't have my beads laid out here that way. You know, I want this side to match that side. So I'm on my second. I need another agate. And another bead cap. Okay, so here's our middle. We've done this one, this set, and this set. So here's our middle. So we've done this set and this set. So I need rondelle, 6mm, and rondelle. Rondelle, 6mm, and rondelle, just like that. Then I need another 8mm agate, so let me pull some more out here. I had put them back away in my little baggie. And what I do with the bead caps, here they are. Okay, so we just did this one, so we need a bead cap, an 8mm, and a bead cap, 8mm, and a bead cap. Then we need another rondelle agate rondelle pattern. So we've got rondelle here, smaller agate bead, and another rondelle. Okay, that was this one. So we need another large 8mm agate. and a bead cap. Just like that. And then we need agate, rondelle, agate. Smaller agate, rondelle, smaller agate. So let's do that. Smaller agate, got a rondelle, and a smaller agate bead. What is going on with that one? Oh, okay. Alright, so here's what we have for our beaded section of our necklace. Now the good thing about this Coriana chain is you don't have to bead all the way up. It's very pretty to show, so I like to let it show. So now that we've got some of those beads out of the way, let's scoot this up, get these bead caps back out of the way because I don't think I'm going to need them again. And we're going to go ahead and do our pendant here. So I really wanted to add like a little tiny either green seed bead or orange seed bead, but it would have had to have been both, a green one and an orange one, I felt like, to make this look right. And I didn't have any in the right colors, and I didn't have any tiny rondelles in the right colors, so I guess I'm just going to hang them on here plain. But I really did kind of want to add, if you have like a tiny rondelle or something, it would be cute on the bottom of these leaves, but I didn't have any. So I'm going to make a dangle. And the way I do this is I take my leaf that I'm using, I'm going to turn the head pin at a 90-degree angle, just like that. Then I'm going to cut it. I do about half, or about my finger's width. And then I'm going to roll a loop back with my round nose pliers. Okay, just like that. And I'm going to do that with all 3 of these little leaves. Okay. Okay, there's number 2. And one more. And we'll go ahead and roll this one back. And we've got all 3 of them done. So there they are. 3 little leaf dangles. So I'm going to pick out 3 small jump rings. I like to use small jump rings on stuff like this. If I could, I would hang them directly on the tree, but I don't think that that's going to work out very good. So I'm going to do 3 small jump rings. Let me get my pliers. And I'm just going to hang them from 3 of the sections of the tree. So this one, get on there. There we go. Close that up. Okay, so there's one. And number 2, I think I'm going to put right here. Or no, yeah, I am. Right here. Okay. And see, this is tight enough that I don't think it could actually come up and out, so I may put a little dab of glue on there. I'm thinking about actually pulling some of my crystals out and adding a few green and orange crystals to this, because I just feel like it needs a little bit of green and orange down here in the tree. I don't know. We'll see what it looks like. If not, what I will do is I will put a little dab of glue on the back on this jump ring just so it won't come up and over the thing. But right now, this is what we've got, our little tree. And it's very cute. And I'm just going to take a jump ring, a small one again. And I'm going to hang it right in between these 2 focals, or the 2 bigger agate beads right here in the middle. Okay, so that's what we have. That's really cute. I do like these little leaves dangling. They're really cute. Okay, so this is one layer of our necklace. Now, for the next layer, I'm wanting to take this chain and I'm going to do, like I said, 2 layers. And I want to put the leaves all dangling from here, okay? Just the leaves. So I'm going to take my head pins and I'm going to make a whole bunch of leaf dangles like I just did. So I'm going to pause the video because I don't want to torture you by making you watch that. But I'm going to make, I've got how many? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I actually have another one. 13. Do I have another leaf left over? I don't think I do. So I'm going to take this 13th one off because I really don't want an odd number on there. I just want 12. I don't have another leaf. So, alright. So we'll put him back in the stash. He's one left over. And I'm going to make 12 dangles, okay? So go ahead and make your 12 dangles and I'll be right back. One thing I do want to point out really quick, these leaves do have a top and a bottom. I'm hanging mine all with the top up and the bottom down. You don't have to do it. You can do it either way, or you can do it both ways if you want, but I just wanted to point that out that that's how I'm doing mine. Okay, so I've got all my little leaf dangles made here, and I've taken this chain and I measured it around my own neck, and I want it to hang really high up because this is going to be above this layer, and then this layer is going to be below. So I measured it at about 19 inches, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the middle by taking my 2 ends, putting them together right here. And you can do this, actually it's easier if you do it on a head pin. If you just stick this on a little head pin like this, and then you can find your middle really easy. Okay, so in order to find the middle, let's see, so that is my middle rung right here, this little one that's kind of flopping down. So I'm just going to take it, it's right here, I kept track of it, I'm going to stick my little head pin through it, and I am going to hang one of my leaf dangles right there on that middle little rung right there. Now these I'm just going to hang directly on the chain. I'm not going to use jump rings because this chain is small, the links are small, and I don't really need to worry about, you know, it'll hang just fine right there on the jump without a jump ring. So I'm just going to, if I can get it on there. There we go. And I'm going to close it up, make sure it's closed up really well, just like that. So there is our middle little leaf. Little middle leaf, however you want to say it. Okay, so I have 12 of them, I believe. So I think I'm going to do them. I'm going to skip a rung, or skip a link. I always want to call these rungs like on a ladder. Or do I want to skip 2 links? Let me look at them here. If I skip 2 links, it's going to put him there and him here. Do I want to skip 2 links or do I just want to skip 1? I think I am going to skip 2 just to give it, you know, so they don't lay right on top of each other. Okay, so I'm not going to count the link that he's in. I'm going to skip 2 and hang this guy on the 3rd one. Okay, so just like this. It should be easier than that. Okay, close it up. Make sure it's closed up really good. And he is having issues. I don't know why he's not wanting to lay right in there. I may have to hang them from a jump ring, but let me look at him a second here. Maybe there's something wrong with this link on this chain. No, he's just kind of underneath. He got underneath the other link. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I definitely don't want them sticking like that. That's going to be a problem if they're going to stick. Now that one's hanging just fine. What is your problem, buddy? The link is like tangled up or something. I have to take him off and redo him. I've never seen the chain do this. It's weird. It's like stuck right there with him in the middle. Okay, let me take this guy off because I don't want him sticking like that. I want them to dangle. It's gonna look weird if he is stuck. You know, like stuck straight out there like that. That one's fine. I don't know what his problem is. Let me get a different one. Okay. That was odd. Alright, so I'm going to go over. Now, he's not the middle. I need to go back to the middle. So here he is. I'm going to count over 2 and hang him right here. And hopefully he'll hang better than the other one did. I don't know, guys. Jump rings may be the way to go with this. I hate using jump rings when I don't have to, but I definitely don't want it to be sticking like this. So let's try him and see if he's any better. He's really not. And it's not the... I mean, I know that you can have them on the wrong part of the loop, and I actually do with him. If you can hear Chris in the background, he does this nonsense animal talk. It's so weird. Okay. Actually, okay, they're hanging better now. Okay, I'm just going to keep on going and see what happens. So I'm going to skip 2 more. Sorry about that. Sometimes when you're designing on the fly, things don't go necessarily like you want them to. So I am going to try to make sure I'm hanging this on the same side of the link. Okay, so if you can see, this one is sort of, but I might have to fix him in a minute. But I'm going to skip 2, and I'm going to go here, and I just want to make sure that I'm hanging him like this on the right side of the link so that he'll hang down with the others when the chain is flat. That's important too. I know you wouldn't think it would matter. It looks like as long as you get it on the right link that it should be fine, but it's really not. They have to be kind of dangling in the right, on the right spot on the chain. So make sure, see, he's up. These 2 are down. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to have to switch that middle one again. But first I'm just going to try to get them all on because I'm having issues with this tonight. Okay, so now, same thing with this one. I'm just going to pick the chain up. That tends to make it a little easier if you kind of pick it up and see how he's dangling on the bottom of that rung or that link. I'm going to skip 2, and I want to make sure that he's going to hang on the bottom too. So I want to put him in that way. Okay. If that makes any sense. It probably doesn't, but you just want them all hanging on the same part of your link on the chain. So if you've got it on the top of the link, make sure you put them all on the top of the link. If you have them on the bottom, make sure they're all on the bottom. Okay, so there's 4 of them. Just like that. And then I'm going to go over here. Pick my chain up. I'm going to skip 2. I'm just going to hook him right here on this one. There we have it. I don't know that I'm going to like this, guys. I may end up putting them all on little, maybe when I get the chain hooked on it'll be better, but I may end up putting them all on jump rings. We'll see. Alright, I'm going to skip 2 over here, and the reason I'm doing one side and then the other is just to make sure that I have the same number and that it stays even. I'm going to skip those 2 and hang him right here. Okay. Alright, there's that many. We're going to go back over to the other side. So I'm going to continue to hook these on. You do yours, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I've got all my little leaves hanging on here, and I am probably going to definitely go back and hook them on with jump rings, because they're just, I can't get them both, I can't get them all on the right sides of the rungs, and they're just freaking me out. I don't like them. So anyway, definitely going to go back and change all of those, switch them up to jump rings, but for now, I'm just going to leave them, and we're going to finish the necklace. So now I have to look here at my tree, and I have to decide where I want this to hang, where I want the Coriana chain to merge in with my regular chain. So my regular chain is the same exact length, and I mean on each side. So if I match up my rungs, or I did it again, rungs. See, I've got these that are hanging the same. My little leaves are the same on each side of the chain. Now, if yours aren't for some reason, just match them up. And you can always trim off extra chain at the end, okay? So we want to take this and we want to lay it out here, kind of straight across your bead mat, so you can see what you got going on. And we want to take this, and you just want to line it up, and you can make it attached to your chain anywhere you want it to. It depends on how much lower you want your tree to be than your other chain. So if you don't want your tree to hang a lot lower, you're going to attach it in, you know, closer. So you'll pull down these ends and attach it in right like that. If you want your tree to hang down some, then you need to leave a little bit of extra slack like this on the sides, okay? I don't want my tree to hang down a whole lot, so I am going to attach it in pretty short on either side. I'm not going to leave a lot of extra for my, you know, for slack there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my leaves here. Oh, I think my video is about to end, so it may end here in a second. I'll have to restart it. It only lets me record for so long for some reason. I hate that. Okay, so I'm just going to look, and I'm going to take my last little leaf here, and I'm going to count the rungs up to where I want this to merge in. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. So I'm going to count over 30 rungs or links and mark this, and that's where I'm going to put my Coriana chain. I'm going to attach it at, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. So let me count 30 from this little guy. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. And that's pretty much exactly where I thought it was going to be. Okay, so I've got it marked, and it did quit recording. So I've got it marked on both sides here with little head pins. Does that show on the camera? I'm trying to see if it does. Yeah, so I put my little head pin in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line my chain up here. So I've got one end here, and I've got the other end right here. So I don't need very much Coriana chain sticking out the ends at all. I just need a little bit, and I actually need to scoot this down and over so I end up with the same amount on both sides. Okay, so that looks right about the same amount on both sides. So when you have your Coriana chain, you've got the same amount sticking out on both sides. Go ahead and trim it to where it matches. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to have very much hanging out over on the sides here, because we're just going to merge this right in. So this is where your clamshell cover comes in. So you want to take your clamshell, and I'm going to put a bead bug on this other end, so I don't, these are bead bugs. You can get these at Joann's or Michael's. It just keeps all your beads from falling off the other end. So I'm just going to stick that on there. Okay, and then I can pick this up and work with it and not have to worry about my other end falling off. So I'm going to take the Coriana chain and put it in my clamshell right here. And then I'm going to take my little crimp bead and I'm going to slide it right on, just like this. And I'm going to crimp it right up at the very top here. So just right there at the top, I'm going to crimp it down really good. Then I'm going to take my clamshell and close it. Just like that. Okay? And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And as long as you keep your crimp up toward the very top and don't slide it down, you're going to have the same amount of wire or, chain on each side. So same thing with this one. I'm just going to slide it up here, crimp it toward the very top just like I did the other one. Mash it down really good. And then I'm going to close my clamshell. Okay, now I'm going to take 2 very small jump rings, and I'm going to hook this in right where my head pins are marking it. Let me find 2 small ones here. Here's a couple. Okay, and I'm going to take the jump ring. I'm going to put it right through my clamshell, and I'm going to put it right through this rung right here, or this link. I keep calling them rungs, like a ladder. I've got to take my head pin out, so I need to remember which one it is. Get out. Okay, and I'm going to go right up through it, just like this. Close it up. Okay, so then when I remove my head pin, there's my Coriana chain linked right to it. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Take my little jump ring, take my head pin out. Well, let me get my clamshell on there first so I don't lose it. Okay, now take my head pin out and slide the clam right on that jump ring where the head pin is. You just got to keep track of where it was when it comes out. Okay, just like that. Now, when I pick my necklace up, this is what I've got. Okay, it's even on both ends. And you can scoot that down a little if you need to. You could even crimp these in here if you wanted to, but I don't really see the need to do that. Okay, so here's what we have so far. Now, I'm going to finish my necklace off, so I'm just going to pull down here so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to take a lobster and another jump ring. I'm going to put my lobster right on here. Close it up. Then I'm going to take my larger jump ring over here. Now these, see how thick this is? If you take your pliers and hold it like this and twist it, it opens and closes a lot easier than if you try to do it coming in from the sides. I don't know if this is going to fit through this chain though. I thought it would, but it maybe won't. Nope, it is too big. So let me grab a thinner one. This one's thinner. Same thing here. See, if you come in like this, you don't have nearly as much real estate to do. Now this will work with this one because it's thinner, but on those big thick ones, if you do it like this, it gives you a lot more control. I hope this one will fit. It may not either. Isn't that funny? There we go. This one does. Okay. So put the chain right on there, and then I'm going to take my extender and put it on, and I'll close these up. Okay. Now I'm going to make a little dangle for the end, and I'm just going to use probably just 2 of the little beads. So I've got the rondelle and a small agate one left here. I'll just use these 2. That's all that's going to fit anyway. I'll go ahead and do the 90 degrees. Roll this back. Okay, just like that. And I'm just going to attach this right to the end of my extender. Right there. Close that jumper, or that head pin up, that loop. There we go. Okay, and here's your necklace. So, like I said, I think I'm probably going to go back and take all these leaves and attach them with jump rings. I mean, they look like they're hanging okay now, but I don't want to have to fool with that, doing that all the time. And so, let me put this on a form and I'll show it to you. Okay, so here's our little Tree of Life necklace. I think it looks really cute. I actually think I'm just going to leave it like this. I'm not going to add any orange or green crystals to the tree. I really like it. I think it turned out really cute. There's our leaf dangles. And then we come on up and see where our Coriana attaches to the regular chain. So, yeah, I think it turned out really good, actually. I'm debating hanging the little leaves from jump rings. We'll see. I mean, right now they seem to be doing okay, and once you get it on your body, it looks like it's probably going to lay flat. So I may not fool with that, but we'll see when I put it on how it does. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. I will have the information for the bargain bead box in the description box below, and I will also have the information to my website linked. And I wanted to say hello to two new Patreon supporters, patrons, I guess you would call them. So I have Sandy Judson and Willow James, and they are two new Patreon supporters for me. And so I want to thank you guys so much for your support. I'll put a link in the description box below if you're interested in supporting me on Patreon. They get a free earring kit and tutorial every month. It's exclusive, no one else gets it. So I've actually got them ready to film the tutorial and send out. So yeah, but anyway, I will link that below if you're interested, as well as my website and the link to Bargain Bead Box with the coupon code. So you guys have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!